Welcome to PEGIO.
Playing every game I own. In this series, I'll be covering all the PC games
Death Road to Canada is essentially a trail game. This means it's similar to the groundbreaking Oregon Trail series, or more akin to the Oregon Trail in this case. Zombies. Now if you don't know what the Oregon Trail is, how? It's been around since the 70s and it's still getting remakes. There was one published last year for PlayStation. Death Road features party management, supply management, and random events that hinder or bolster your group. It also features some sweet tunes that make the whole experience come off as more fun and casual than horror and stress-oriented, which is accurate. Runs also don't take super long, with this normal run taking a little over an hour. The drawback of that, however, is that it's the perfect amount of time for me to spend to say, nah, to another run. This game is also up to 4 players with local co-op. I forgot to do a pre-recording test and setting adjustment for this one, which may become the standard. I bring this up because I just wanted to log my complaint of volume control on modern systems. Why is everything so loud? I keep my headset volume at 16, and this game started this loud. If my headset was at the default 100, I'd be deaf. Why do modern games all have to be so loud as well? Why is the setting on this game so unbearably loud? It's not even at max either. The issue isn't being lodged at this game specifically, by the way. This is just a general complaint. The game allows you to turn off the visual effects, but I like them and they don't really bother me at all, so we'll just leave those on. I map my controls in the menu, and if it isn't clear enough, this game is meant to be played with a controller. I didn't feel like using them though, so I stuck with the keyboard. There's an issue with that, however. I think this right stick setting may allow for you to aim, that or it allows you to also move with the right stick, which may be more comfortable for a Japanese or Weeb audience, but will seem ridiculous to anyone else. Just gonna throw in that I had to use a patch for Armored Core on the PS2 to make the controls viable to have any fun with the game. Sorry Japan, but that era of controls was awful. Also, your controllers are too small for the Western world. Alright, back on topic. I randomize my 2 starting characters and choose a normal run for the game because I don't really remember much about it. Our first stop is almost immediate, and I choose a rest stop because my focus is on food, and a rest stop should have vending machines we can vandalize. Perhaps the house would have been just as good, and maybe the factory would have had a break room or something, but I made my choice. Even after setting my own controls, I still struggle with them and keep pausing by hitting space by accident. It's a rest stop, so it's not very large and there isn't much here, but I still leave with a pretty decent haul. My group eats and shoots some cans, revealing that Chanel kind of sucks. During the travel portion of this game, your group can converse with and attempt to heal one another. The conversations are okay. I do have to back Chanel on this one. That makes no sense. A lot of these conversations and events that pop up are going to be alright. The game was made during the haha quirky era of gaming, and that's what most everything in this game is going to be. It's lighthearted and silly, but in a way that I no longer find amusing. More on that later. We are met with a man in armor guarding a bridge. My response is to run him over. We don't have time for that. We reach a city and I choose to go to the gun shop. You have to stop at these points, but you can choose to just get back in your vehicle and leave, so it's not really a forced exploration. We go into the store and get a lot of handgun ammo. Now one thing I don't like about this screen is that it counts everything you brought back. It's not accounting for the 30 or so rounds we took with us. Instead, it's just adding that onto the ammunition we actually found here. The little bit of food will also help. We get to a creepy inn, and I drive off with no sleep, even though it probably would have been fine. I say that, but I assume this is one of those games where there's a randomly chosen result for every action like this, so there's no guarantee that it's good or bad unless you have people with specific skills with you. Catherine gets trapped and I pick an option. Catherine sucks and gets hurt. I don't appreciate that I don't even know the stats of the people I start with. Shouldn't I know my starting character's abilities? Or am I just some unseen entity that controls their actions like in an RTS game? Less of an RPG mechanic and vibe when I have to reveal all the stats later. We stop at a trader camp, which features a dog that sells ammo. See, this is that haha quirky stuff I was talking about before. It's just tired and played out now. Everything here costs food, of which I have very little. One guy is trading food for gas, but it doesn't seem like that fair of a trade. I end up giving some food to this guy for him to join us. He claims to be a mechanic, so he could come in handy. Turns out that was a waste because we end up meeting the best guy, Dale. He joins us and brings food with him, along with some good skills. We then run into a siege. These are sections where we're forced to survive against an onslaught of endless undead for a certain amount of time. In case you were wondering, that 0.7 hours equates to 40 seconds in gameplay. We're able to siphon gas from these destroyed vehicles during the siege, so it doesn't feel like such a waste. We also get to choose a reward after surviving. I choose a morale and skill increase. I see here that Catherine sucks at strength as well as fitness, so neither option I could have chosen earlier would have helped. Dale has good morale now and increased medical. Awesome. We stop at a golf course and I decide we should shoot balls at the incoming zombies. It goes horribly because no one in this group has any fitness. I do get some golf clubs though. That's something, I guess. Next is a fancy office that has some hungry zombies waiting for us. I immediately find a key to a safe and luck out even more by finding the safe on the random path that I chose to take. I do like that you get to pick what you find. That's a nice touch. I do wish people were locking up food though. What was this office doing that they had a safe with guns and ammo in it? Maybe it was Murder Incorporated. I go with the cowboy rifle and ammo. I do a little more looting before we head out once again. We come across Julian, whoever that is. The game acts like I should know for some reason. With Athlete displayed before me, and knowing my team has nothing similar, I decide to have her join. Bye, Cat.
Bye! Bye bye! Bye! Not my choice.
We can see that Julian believes in Santa. Well, that's good considering he's probably a recruitable character in this game. We come across a deadly exercise machine, and it's a good thing we avoid it because after the next event, it's revealed that the Athlete is not strong. That fitness better be good then, or it was all a lie. We find and eat a bunch of marshmallows for dinner. A kid's dream, but likely a nightmare in the apocalypse. Imagine waking up after eating nothing but marshmallows and then finding out there are still more left over to eat. We get up and go to a fancy factory that has a pretty good zombie forecast. Don't know what's so fancy about this factory, seems normal to me. I find a code and then later find a safe. I wonder if the safe is the fancy part. I am tempted to take the submachine gun, but end up grabbing another gun and some more ammo. We wander around and find some more stuff before heading to the exit. There are zombies pouring in through the exit, and I try to push past them. Chanel is killed due to me being stuck in a horde. This will become a theme. And we have to dance around and kill zombies as we wait for them to eventually stop pouring in. I then have to pick up all the guns. We got a lot of fuel and some more ammo, but we did also lose a person. The car breaks down and German gets to work. He claims to be a mechanic, so he could come in handy. To be fair, he has some skill, but it doesn't matter because now we're on foot. Julian climbs a tree for us to find our way, and she falls and gets hurt. Her fitness is mediocre. So it turns out that if they're bragging about a skill, it probably just means that they are okay at it, but not good enough to do anything with it. With no car, we get stopped by bandits, but as it turns out, Dale knew this would happen all along and has a plan. He saves us from the bandits, and our morale increases. I wish we would take something from the bandits after they surrendered, but hey, at least we didn't lose anything. Dale then finds us a new car. We have a lot of gas now, since apparently we were able to siphon and carry all the gas from the last vehicle. I decided to skip the traders this time as we really don't have a lot of food. We hear a radio broadcast, but luckily for us, we have Dale here to let us know that this is a trap set up by the secret zombie government. We are once again saved. Then we decide to sleep in an apartment complex and it catches on fire. Somehow. Luckily for us, Dale always has a fire safety plan, and we are saved yet again by his wit and planning. Then German makes a Left 4 Dead reference. No, not yet. Save it for the end. Let's take a quick look at Dale's stats. Great wits, composure, and morale. He's the best. We find a book and get to pick what kind it is. I almost picked the self-help book for more morale, but we're doing pretty well on that, so I go with the mechanic one. I decide to drive around on the next event and take us to a crowded Walmart. I lose Julian because you swing the same direction that you move, which means you can't move away from a target and hit it at the same time. It was a waste of time. We don't find very much there at all. Down to 2. Everything sucks. German makes another reference. Hold a siege. Only German and Dale to outlast the horde. Can we do it? I mean, yes, we can. I go for morale and skill again, and it works out as we get medical increases this time. We find some stuff thanks to cat food-induced future sight. So random. As we drive along, we come across Octodad. You remember Octodad, right? This is one of the problems of references. No, Not yet. You must finish your work. There's a joke with the game saying he has a claymore and a lot of supplies, but that he drops it all while taking forever to get in the car. As if we couldn't help and grab the stuff on our own. Moving on. The car breaks down, and when I try to skip the dialogue, it concludes and gives the options, with leaving it being the default, so that's what happens to my absolute merriment. If I wanted to skip all the text before, then you'd best bet your bottom dollar that I want to not even see it now. Luckily, my temper tantrum is quelled quickly with the finding of yet another car. We go to a bookstore. It sucks. I know I'm choosing the boring option, with the flashing text telling me it's an absolute nightmare to navigate the other area, but I can't imagine I'm going to find many supplies in a graveyard of all places. We take refuge in an old home and give German a chance, hoping the mechanical skill is what's going to be used here, and he does not disappoint. We go into an office building and I do what I do, and German dies. Now I'm Octodad, so he'll be the next to perish. I send him off to siphon gas because I don't want to risk losing Dale. It goes just fine though. I take the coffee shop over the bookstore this time. I run into some other locations, and then I find a bunch of skeletons in the bathroom. I decide to recruit 2 of them to fill out the squad, completely disregarding the warning about them being awful. I do hope they don't eat anything in exchange. You know, because they're skeletons. Farrington and Goobs are now our Skelly boys. They suck, but we knew this. We get some healthy food and everyone hates it. We play some golf and Goobs is a jerk. We run into a farm and Dale is able to fix things up and increase his mechanical skill. New trader location, but no food to trade. I let Goobs tell him to cool it, even though I remember that this never has a good result. We get kicked out of Trader's place. We get trapped in a factory and have to find another way out. It doesn't go well. Octodad is Octodad. Now I'm Farrington. We meet Freddy on the road and he claims to be really strong and reveals his stats that show he's alright on strength. Another bandit blockade, another save by Dale. Another stop, another death. The car breaks down and you'll never guess who fixes it. That's right, Dale.
Stand for fix it again, Tony.
I'm an idiot and let Goobs keep watch, hoping he would get hurt. Everyone else gets hurt. Then Sasquatch, of course. Freddy challenges him and loses, losing morality and gaining more strength. Another stop. This time we check a couple of buildings and find a little food. A group of people not going to Canada? I'm with Dale on this one. There's a place with a car. Unfortunately, when things get dangerous, I don't die this time. Dale, though, sweet Dale, doesn't come out of the building with me, and he doesn't respond to my honking. I honk and wait, but it's too dangerous, and he must be dead already. I have to leave him. Unfortunately, we've made it to the border, and it's time for the final siege. Freddy fights and dodges through the unceasing horde. But is overcome. Thus ends our run. Now it's time to bring it up. I don't like endless references like this, especially in games. Hypocritical, I know, since I use references and memes of my own stuff. Here's the difference though. My reference is thrown in because I can make some allusion to it. Theirs is thrown in because they felt like it. They knew something like Octodad was popular at the time and put it in so people can point at it. It serves no purpose and doesn't do anything for the entertainment value of the game. It also dates the game, which reduces the replayability and the recognition that you can have in it later. A little nod here and there can be okay, but these reference-stuffed games are nauseating. It's Funko Pop gaming. It's just a different color of the same thing. The characters don't operate any differently. No, dialogue doesn't count because it doesn't affect the game. It's flavor text. More importantly, it's a sign that the devs have no real creativity of their own, and that you're going to get surface-level depth from the product. That's fine if you're looking for something like this that can be fun to play for a short period, but it doesn't have anything that makes me want to come back. Alright, enough about that. The game looks fine and plays fine. My second biggest complaint is the lack of twin-stick controls. I need to be able to aim my swings and shots instead of moving the same direction. It caused me a lot of issues and just isn't as fun in my opinion. The music is great. It's really upbeat and just fun to listen to. It's definitely a more fun experience with friends, but even then, it's not a favorite for the group. I'm gonna give Death Road to Canada a 3. It's very average. I can't say there's anything about this game that really stands out to make it special or interesting. If you're looking for a very casual experience with the paint of party management and depth, then it's a good fit. I, however, am not too interested in that. God bless.